Embracing your inner lady boss. That is what we are talking about today. So, embracing your inner lady boss is something that I shied away from for many years. Although I thought I was being a lady boss, I really wasn't. I had let fear, doubt, control, perfection cover my true essence. I want to share with you how I went from being a fraud to embracing my authentic self. I know many of us struggle with the idea of feeling like a fraud. Well, I can tell you, I felt like a fraud for a long time. Actually, for many years of my life before I even ventured into owning my own business. Growing up, I thought I had to be perfect. And so with that perfection, it drove me to constantly be a fraud. From being that girl that didn't ask questions, those girls were stupid. Girls that ask questions, that means they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what's going on. And I never wanted to be that girl. I thought those girls were something I never wanted to be. So I lied. I pretended that I knew what the conversation was about, that I knew the things that people were talking about, or even when I was asked about a particular topic, I would say, of course I know. What are your thoughts on it? I always shied away from speaking about things that I didn't know, but perceiving to people that I absolutely did. And that was one of the things that probably within the past 5 years, so we're talking 30 plus years of my life, that I did that. Another way I felt like a fraud was not only around the idea of perfection and not letting people know that I didn't know what I was talking about, but I also shied away from sharing my opinion about the things I did know about. I didn't want people to know what I truly felt about certain topics, certain ideas, because if I did and they didn't agree with me, they might shun me. They might look down on me. And I never wanted that to happen. So again, I showed up as a fraud. In my 10-year relationship, the relationship that I chose to leave right before we were about to get married, 2 weeks before, I decided to leave that relationship because it wasn't a good relationship for me, for him, for each other, and for a future, and especially for a marriage. And so I decided to leave that. But through those 10 years, wow, boy, was I a fraud. I went along with things. I went to events, I hung around people that I didn't really want to hang around with, who I didn't really have a lot in common with, even things that I really didn't want to go do. But I did them because I thought that that's what I was supposed to do. I thought if I was with this person, that I had to do those things. Many times, it would be nights of drinking, staying out, hanging around with people who were involved with things that I didn't really want to be involved in. And I was definitely a fraud then too, because although I appeared to everyone else that I was enjoying these things, that I was loving the environments that I was in and the things that I was doing, I absolutely wasn't. And sometimes at night, I would cry myself to sleep, knowing that what I had done that night or where I had gone, who I had been with, the things that I had said did not feel good, did not make me happy. But they kept this image that I wanted people to see. Now, I thought that I was empowered. I thought that I was being a lady boss. Boy, was I wrong. I was not. I was being a fraud to myself and a fraud to the people that I was hanging around with. So, I want to share with you what my definition of an empowered lady boss is. So I think this might help you embrace your inner lady boss. My definition of a lady boss is, lady bosses are passionate. They're courageous. They're determined. They have a mission to serve the greater good as their best self. Now, I want you to understand, nowhere in there did I say perfection. Nowhere in there did I say to hide who you are. A lady boss is passionate about the things that she loves, the people she enjoys, the things she does. She's passionate in all ways. She's also courageous in standing up for what she believes and speaking her mind and showing her vulnerability. That is courageous. That is courage and strength. Lady bosses are determined to pursue whatever it is that they desire, and to do so by helping the greater good, by helping those around them, by lifting people up, and also by showing up as their best self, whoever that may be to them, to you. Who is your best self? If you think about who you want to be, the person that you want people to think about and talk about and speak about in such a great way, who is that person? Are you that person now? If not, how can you get there? It might not be overnight, trust me. I am definitely on my journey, and I try every day to show up as my best self, one tiny little bit of who that person might be. I'm not 100% sure yet, I have an idea. But every day I learn something new, I try something new. I'm not ashamed to say, I don't know. I might have ideas, I might have opinions, and I share them. I don't know all the answers. I know some, and I'm learning every single day more and more. That is how I'm embracing my authentic self. My best self is by honoring who I am, the good, the bad, the past, and the not so pretty moments of my life. Each and every moment has brought me to this place where I am right now. And although I may think I want to change some of those things, I wouldn't. I wouldn't change one thing, because it is exactly what I needed to do, what I needed to see, who I needed to be, to know better now, to know what a true empowered lady boss is. And I strive to be her, to be that lady, that woman every single day. And I invite you to become the empowered lady boss that you were born to be, to serve as you were born to serve, to be who you were born to be, and to honor your best self. It's a beautiful lady. Are you ready to meet her? Because I am. Have a great rest of your day. And I invite you to share with me below in the comments. Who are you? And how are you honoring your best self?